within your power to see the day. So you better understand that these basic things ain't it. And while we up here being divisive over how somebody built or somebody quote a lesson, you better understand that Allah's knowledge unites us. That's the best knowledge. The worst knowledge, that belongs to the devil, and that divides us. The poor knowledge, that's that. We don't really care about that. We keep the best part preserved for ourselves. That's the biggest proof of you're the original man. If you're the original man, you ain't sweating the bullshit because you kept the best part preserved for yourself. Because those that ain't miss that meaning, including the Caucasian white. He wasn't there. He was placed somewhere. And a lot of y'all is just like that. You weren't there, you missed the meeting, and now you're somewhere and you're struggling to get out. And the only way to do that, like the God said, take everything from knowledge to born, and a step beyond that, so that that knowledge could add a cipher. And then that knowledge could pierce the cipher and bring knowledge, which is word is born. And that's how what? You learn to activate what he's speaking about, the knowledge before the wisdom. You got to understand that the wisdom came from 1 and 1. Then you can see 1 and 2. It's simple mathematics. It's so much more that, like I said, I came up here to build about, but my brother so eloquently stated it that I'm going to say peace. And if I know by next month, I'll invite the Son of Man, or I'll come up here and drop it again. But I really want us to understand the reality of what is. We are at a point where people want to come up here and ask for a vote. People want to come up here and go back and forth. And it shows such disunity because you guys didn't have a meeting before this. This is for you to come and present the idea. It is not for you to come and discuss the idea. And if two people that see each other, like my brother Virtuous, who gave me knowledge of self, spent, I don't know how many months ago at a parliament. If I see you once a month, how you my brother? This is for the universe, a universal parliament. I see my brother in my house. He called to check on me every day. My brother's the one that when he can't reach me, he knows who I talk to every day. He like, wait up. Hey, yo, what's up? I ain't talked to him in 3 days and he can answer his phone. Oh, wait up. He was with Abel yesterday. Oh, Abel. Yo, Abel. Oh, yeah, he's with his earth. Hey, his earth. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or call his son. But that's going to be the idea because once you won, the network is there. Ain't no division. But we up here discussing ideas and not trusting the best Lord. Because there's people that come up here and show and prove they're the best Lord just by what they said. Yeah, we all know mathematics. But there's different levels of mathematics, like God said. Arithmetic, geometry, algebra, what's the other one? Trigonometry, and it goes on. There's too many of our brothers that got caught up with addition. And they forgot about multiplication. But it goes way beyond that. We have whole formulas to be able to build, to construct a pyramid. You know the kind of mathematics our people have? There's people still saying aliens did that. Because they can't fathom common folk understanding that kind of mathematics. But all that high science is based on 1 to 9. That's the reality of it. It's understanding that space that we call nothingness is not empty, but we attribute it to emptiness. But if you have tools that let you see beyond what the naked eye can detect, you will see atoms and protons and neutrons, you see dust particles, you see all kinds of things in this space we call nothing. So that's how knowledge was born of knowledge. Because knowledge came and said, I am. And then the elements of that knowledge that was separating the atmosphere to find this, that you couldn't detect the knowledge was there, came together and said, I'm here too. And that's how it was two. Knowledge. And then once that knowledge started saying, I'm here too, it became two. It was no longer one because it claimed its own identity. It had its own ideas. You know what I'm saying? There's no difference between the black and the brown. There's no difference between the brown and the yellow. mistakes in their own lives. And the only way to do that is to give yourself time to contemplate. Understand that when brothers say wisdom is something, that you experience, and that's how you get wise. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not an intelligent person's way of getting wisdom. Right? Because there are things that's like the death, you only get one shot. So if you need to go through that to find out what it's about, then that's on you. But I can learn from others' mistakes. I can contemplate and figure things out without having to go through the fire. And that's where the real understanding is. They say that experience is the best teacher for a reason, because a hard head makes us so fast, for lack of a better way. But in all reality, it's just because there's good seeds and there's bad seeds. The Lord had two sons. You know what I'm saying? And you want that to listen and what that did, you want to be tested. And for lack of a better word to me, that's how God made them. The one that had to prove the shit. He wasn't just happy with what it is. He had to be himself. And I don't knock that. That's why God and devil work hand in hand. Because in this existence, it's about duality. We learn from the two extremes. You don't really know love, you don't know cold, so you know hot. But I know when it's time for me to get off the platform, I said what I came to say. My brother Pongard said it in a way that I really felt like not even getting up. You know what I'm saying? But really, Medina's anniversary, right? First born in Mecca. Now it's God, right? 17. Black man and ABG. ABG came down to see his main man, dropped it on him, the Mac came down, and was like, oh, you talking about Allah? You talking about Son of Family? And that completed our teachings. You know what I'm saying? They brought us up here, and then, then we had to go. It took years. Brothers, like the brother said, I'm 83, and I'm still learning. And that's what Medina had to learn. Yeah, you learned a lesson, so what? You got work to do. And that's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So we all here, we all trying to do better. I learn to do better. You know what I'm saying? Using the word try sometimes is self-defeating, but if that person don't succeed, try and try again. That's what I can tell you. Consistency is king. And paying attention, and having a partner outside the site and paying attention as well, will take you a long way. Peace. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. The Son of Man, I give it out for free. The reason that I'm selected when I give it out is because I create it for the young. When I come in, people start asking me for it. I make 100 or 120 copies. Each issue costs me around $7 to print, depending on how many pictures and the colors and all this stuff. So don't take it personally that I walk around my bag and I may walk by you. If you look older than me, especially when I don't even know you, it's nothing personal, believe me. We have a PDF that you can get easily. I made this for the children because, like your brother Nas Everlasting said, we need to give them something to aspire to. You got to teach them how to find wisdom in this overflood of information that's out there. The knowledge is at their fingertips. Back in the days, brothers were trying because you heard brothers saying something. And you're like, oh, I got to find out about it. Now they hear you say it, they got to talk to you. They record you on their phone, make a video of you, go up there and Google it. They got this shit called fact checker. And they'll check it. You're full of shit now, straight up. But I digress. Peace. Hey.
Peace, God. Who I be? The Supreme Mathematics of Law. Peace to the family. Happy anniversary to Medina. Also happy anniversary to Mecca, because it wouldn't have been Medina if it wasn't for Mecca. Where the knowledge and wisdom of the original man, Almighty God, came to Harlem, New York, and brought it to the firstborn, and those firstborns brought it to 14 born, and that became the 23 minds. that gave us what we have is what I have inside of me, which is supreme mathematics. A blessed name. I didn't ask for this name. I was blessed with it. And when I came into existence in this knowledge, I was knowledge wisdom years old. I'm proud of God today. Been through resurrection of my mind, been through everything that God said he didn't do, did it, done it, and come back and tell you how to recover from it. Because one of the things we have to teach the babies is how to recover from what they do when they don't build to be born. It's one thing to sit here and continue to tell us that we're going to save the baby, but what are we saving them with? We send them into the school systems who deprogram them from their parents, and then institute seeds in them to teach them that mathematics is about economics, which it is, but it's really about correcting your mindset. Knowledge is a body of accumulated facts. So when you accumulate facts, you create God. Because God is in an energy based on facts. And when we found out, and when I found out that black man was God, it did something to me. It took out that misconception in the school system, and my parents were teaching me. They weren't bad people. They just was miseducated. They was led in the wrong direction. Taught to eat the wrong kind of what? Foods. And food is not what you put in your mouth. Food is what you're taught to think, to believe. And then you go out into the world and you see everybody celebrating holidays and doing what you see them doing, you conform or you feel different. And when I got knowledge of self from Medina, I felt different. Especially going home telling my family that I was God. That was a no-no. I got kicked outdoors, beaten, stripped, exiled, and doors slammed on me because I went against the grain. But I had to, because I had to come get my brother. I had to come save my own firstborn to the family. And then being firstborn to the family, I had to come back and get it from the firstborns from both cities. All the cities. So it's a blessing to be born from Medina, because Medina taught me how to be a warrior. Because the people I had to deal with back then were not Bloods and Crips. It was Zulu Nation. Outlaws, tomahawks, Johnny Stompers. So gangs always existed in our what? Culture. Because this culture itself is based on crime and destruction. And knowledge of myself freed me from that destruction and set me on a path to education. And that education changed my reality. So no matter what I went through in life, I was always able to rely on this knowledge to save me from good. Because supreme mathematics, the first letter in it is S. We say we take everything from knowledge to born. Right there in the word is knowledge to born. And then it takes you up. And it ends in the last two letters, which is me. And nobody can beat you but you. And no one wants to doubt nobody because they don't have what we got. We here to save the world. Mathematics, the word math, M-A-T, is mentioned twice in the word mathematics. Knowledge, knowledge. Master Law's truth. I see myself in that truth. And mathematics is life. Life is mathematics. And supreme mathematics is the highest living form of life. And that's how I got to be God. Because I see my highest self, not my lowest self. And I went to a black seed and asked them for knowledge, and we sit right in the room. My first group, Ashibullah. And that's my family tree. And that's how I got it through Medina, from the firstborn baby of this nation. And one thing he told me, he said, you're a black seed, you do too much talking. So I had to do a whole lot of listening to get up here and speak. Because what I have to say is not just about me, it's about us. That's the Jesus I was taught, when it was just about us. Allah and just us. Being a reward to each other and checking each other when we was out of order to be on point. to be right and exact. So supreme mathematics is a great thing, but it don't mean anything that we're not going to apply to nothing. So I'm going to apply to something today. So some of the things I heard I got to address. A lot of schools in Mecca, they're talking about a canopy or storage house. I'm a real estate investor. And the first real estate I invested in was myself, so I had to get the knowledge. I asked Simon, firstborn son, God, why didn't the Father give us certain things such as the real estate? He said he did. He said, but they were not ready for it. One, they wasn't old enough, and two, if you gave them the money, they would sport the what? Play with it. And we know real estate brings about a lot of crime, because people get money and they lose track of what the Father really was trying to get us prepared for. But we would have to get out of this building and get something we can call our home. And in the process of trying to get your home, you're going to go through struggles because you got so many different minds trying to do so many different things. But the basic, simple reality of real estate starts with education. So let's talk about this education, about this canopy. The God mentioned earlier about zones. He mentioned also about how to deal with people who know how to deal with the design of development. But as a real estate investor, the first thing I want to know is appraisal. How much is the appraised for? And how can I use other people's paper, money, to get that done? Not coming and begging my nation for something, even though we are responsible for it, but how to use the system that's already in place to give it to you. I don't know how much the school prays for, but I know it's in the millions. And I can tell by the development since I've been walking through the community that the other properties have given it even more value because they developed. So when one develops next door to you, it forces your property to have value, but you have to first go in and realize that value. So how do you get to that value? By appraising. Now we say in our lesson that the earth is approximately covered in water. Right, that's approximate, but that approximate has value. Because it has 6 what? Trillion tons. A unit followed by 21 circles. So when we deal with the weight of what something weighs and how it's categorized, when it's appraised, it's either residential or commercial. That's a commercial property around the corner. But it has a distinctive definition, which is called special purpose. Meaning the deed that runs with that land that the God said and owned by this bank had a special purpose when they bought it. And when they bought it, they are going to transfer that deed ownership based on the value of the appraisal to allow others to come in